The town of Kew is located on the Great Northern Highway, between Mount Magnet to the south and Micle King to the north. The town was born after gold was found in the area in 1892. Michael John Fitzgerald and his partner Edward Heffernan discovered over 260 ounces of gold in just 1 week. A friend of theirs, Tom Kew, was away in Nanine when the find was made, and on his return he was told to hurry back to town and register the claim. Tom travelled to Nanine to register their claim, and it was his name, not Fitzgerald's, that was given to the town of Kew in 1894. Soon after their discovery, there were 400 miners in the area. Conditions were bad, and it wasn't long before sickness broke out. The miners took action and established a hospital, but by the time a doctor had been appointed and brought out from Geraldton, the fever had run its course, and after a number of deaths, it abated. In the 1901 book, Travels in Western Australia, the following was written about Kew. At last, I saw the lights of Kew, electric lights in the streets, horses and carts, the shrill whistle of the railway engine, boys calling out the evening papers. All told me that I had emerged from the back blocks and was once again nearing the metropolis. At its height, Kew had a population of over 10,000, which may be pretty hard to imagine these days. The old Bank of New South Wales building was once the collection centre for gold shipments. It was said that up to a ton of gold at a time could be shipped from here, and that accounts for the large number of police who were employed in town. One source quotes that the number of law enforcement officers was 25. At the time of the early gold discoveries, there were several towns, each vying to be the main town in the area. Daydawn, Peak Hill, Nanine and Big Bell each competed with Kew to become the most important settlement. Kew finally won the argument when the government officers were sighted there, and if there was any doubt after that, the arrival of the railway settled the issue for good. The railway was to run from 1897 to 1978. Its closure was unusual because at the time it was carrying more freight than it had ever done in the past. So much, in fact, that 2 locomotives were required on each train to haul it. The old railway station was restored in 1986. Kew is a quaint little town on the highway from Perth to Port Hedland. There are a number of very old buildings, and some of the shops are right out of the 1930s. The early mines operated from 1892 to 1933, but recent price increases in gold have seen a renewed interest in the area and the reopening of mine sites. The current site of the bandstand in the middle of the highway on a median strip marks the site where water was struck when the town was first developed. Rumour has it that the well was the cause of a typhoid outbreak, but the miners had little choice, as it was the only water for about 16 kilometres in any direction. Initially the well was sunk to 113 feet before the water was found, and extended to a depth of 130 feet later on.
When I hear you say my name, it always feels the same, 'cause I've loved you for